What's up? Welcome to Upward Incense. My name is Bethany. Happy Mother's Day if you're celebrating. It's Mother's Day here in the US today. This is a timeless pick a card, but when I'm uploading it, if you happen to watch it today, that's why. Anyway, I wanted to do a pick a card today about what are your psychic gifts. I'm assuming if you click on this, you think you might be psychic or you have an inkling about it, or maybe you're just curious. So this pick a card might confirm if you're psychic and what kind of giftings you have specifically. I even wrote out a little cheat sheet of all the clairs. I know most of them, but there's actually some new ones that I didn't know, like psychic smelling and psychic taste. So yeah, there's some different ones, but anyway, we'll get into this. So we'll see what comes up. Yeah, so pile 1, we have a river rock. Pile 2 is clear quartz, and pile 3 is pyrite. So take a second and meditate in on the cards. This is going to be 1, 2, and 3. And go ahead and just ask your spirit which one you're feeling drawn to. Okay, so if you're ready, we're going to start with pile 1. All right, so pile 1, are you psychic? If you're psychic, what are your specific psychic giftings? So if you're clicking on this video, you probably already suspect that you might have some psychic abilities. So let's dig into it. So right off the bat, you got 3 of Wands. Let me just see. So what I'm getting off of this card is it's almost like the magician type energy, like okay. You might be clairvoyant and you might be clairsentient, because I'm seeing that like the frog is like looking off into the distance, like you're getting these like mental psychic images. So that would be clairvoyance. You're seeing pictures maybe of the future or events that you're not involved in your mind's eye, in your third eye. And then also just the aspect of kind of like the triple, and this is a 3, just reminds me of alchemy and the wands. So I feel like it's somewhat of clairsentience too, like you have a natural ability to manipulate elements. So clairsentience can feel emotions, and some say that strong clairsentience can also manipulate emotions. So that might be one of your gifts. I shouldn't say manipulate, it's like influence. Like a lot of times this happens with like celebrities, like maybe they don't even know it, but they have like an influential presence. When they come into a room, like their presence kind of sets the temperature for the room, basically, if that makes sense. So let's see what else. High Priestess, you're definitely psychic. You're definitely highly psychic. Like this is my High Priestess card. She is, she's all seeing. You know how like her eyes are covered, but it's like she's seen out of her mind's eye. So the folklore in this, I can't remember what she's holding. It's a type of fruit, but it's like an ancient fruit, and it's like said to kind of like open your basically portal. I don't know. So it's like she can see through other dimensions. So it's like she has otherworldly knowledge. You might be an ethereal being, or you might be a channel, like a highly psychic channel that like you're just meant to facilitate out of this world knowledge and teachings and that sort of thing. So group 1, you are, yes, you're psychic for sure. I see clairvoyance and clairsentience so far. Yeah, okay. The moon, wow. Okay, pile 1, this is kind of tripping me out. You guys have some great cards. The moon is also very psychic. You might have Cancer in your chart, or just like a significant moon placement. maybe look up what your moon sign is. That can determine some of your psychic abilities, and certain signs and planets there pull more on that. Water signs, Virgo, Scorpio, Pisces. I already said water signs. So yeah, there's certain signs that are just a little more intuitive naturally. You might already work with the moon cycles, or you might just be heavily influenced by the moon cycles. You might notice your body kind of shifting and aligning to them. People might even notice some of your abilities, whether you talk about them openly or not. Somehow they're like spilling out into your everyday life. I mean, on a personal note, this has happened to me at work, like just in everyday conversations. I'll have like slips, or I'll like say something that doesn't quite make sense to people. Basically, I'll just know things I shouldn't know, and they kind of look at me sideways, like, how did you know that? Or you handed me that before I asked for it, kind of thing. That happened to me one time in the kitchen. I like handed my coworker something before she asked for it, and she just looked at me funny. So that might be kind of happening in your life. You might be having these little slips, or people might be noticing that like you say something before it happens, or you notice something and then it comes true, or just like you seem to have this knowledge that doesn't really make sense. And so I think you are so psychic, whether you've developed this or not, that people are taking notice. Yeah. Wow. You might be having even black magic done on you, or just a lot of jealousy about this. Like some people, I think, want your giftings. Like they're jealous of your power, they're jealous of your ability, they don't understand it, and I think they want to possess it in some way, or be able to manipulate and control it. So look out for that. Holy shit. Anyway, I just got a personal channeling that anyway, sorry. I don't think I'm gonna talk about that. I might do a separate video about that stuff, but okay. Anyway, sorry. Side note just happened in my head. Wow, that threw me off. Okay. If you know anything about the deep state and some rumors about that, maybe go look into that, because some of that just like came through. So some of you might be, some of you might be so psychic that you're being targeted by some very high up people in some dark spiritual circles. I'm not kidding. So if you've been feeling like fatigued lately, or not yourself, or if you've been injured or had like an almost accident, or you've been having nightmares, or trouble sleeping, or trouble working, or trouble focusing, or just like compounding negative thoughts, you might be under psychic attack. That's not for everybody, but some people I see, you are so psychic that you're actually being targeted. Wow. Yeah, that's a warning. I just channeled this in a daily, so for some people that's a warning, like protect yourself. Whale. So the whale is a very ancient spiritual animal. Like they're like highly honored in Indian cultures, and yeah, it's just like it is a symbol of like ancient knowledge, because whales are very old, and I can't remember the exact symbolism behind it, so go look into that. But you can look up what an animal means. But you might be like just discovering your gifts, or you might be like up leveling your gifts in some way. I see you are going through, or you just have gone through a very massive ascension process. In a way, you're becoming yourself. At first it scared you, and you lost touch of the shore, and you didn't know what was going on, but now you are settling you are or you will be settling into your gifts, and you're going to flow, and you're going to feel more alive and more yourself than ever before. Wow. Ocean, ebb and flow. What did I say? Like literally you're going to be like swimming. Like imagine just, I don't know if you like swimming, but just how freeing that feeling is when you're just like in the water swimming and floating and playing, and you're gonna definitely be in a spiritual flow. You might have a lot of water in your chart. Emergence. Yeah, it's like these giftings are coming out of the depths. You might have past life psychic abilities or shamanic ties or something that's like crossing over into this life, but it's like there's something literally innate inside of you that is like coming out. You connect with nature, you naturally do. It drives power from you and you drive power from it. So that is one way you can strengthen your power, and just like also tune into certain channelings is be in nature. Let nature speak to you. Dragonflies might be significant. A spirit of a dragon might be significant. I'm also seeing just the color green. You might associate with the color green. Your heart chakra might be opening right now. Yeah, this is cool. It's like literally kind of like if you were a flower, you're like blossoming. I did not look at that card. I did not look at that card. It just said lotus flower unfolding, unfoldment. As I'm saying, you're a flower blossoming. Do I need to say anything else? I think I can retire now. I'm just kidding. Oh my God, you guys. Sorry, I need to have some coffee and wake up a little more, but okay, wow. Yeah, spirit is like loud and clear. You are crazy psychic. You need to hone these gifts. You need to protect yourself. You need to figure, just, I don't know what I'm saying, figure. I'm just saying, like, don't let this go to waste. And also, you are literally maybe being targeted, some of you, so you need to look into that and maybe learn or figure out ways to better protect yourself. It might just be a matter of awareness, learning the signs. Yeah, but you are blessed, I can see, and you might be a healer of some sort. You just have a very soft, like soothing energy. Yeah. You are meant to like work in love in some way. Like that is your power, is that you work in love. So, ooh, I'm just seeing like how pretty this flower is. It's so pink. Like, you have an ability to grab people's attention. Like you draw people in a very like magical love. It's just like, you're so like warm and inviting and almost like a mesmerizing kind of way. It's like you're magic. You might have some kind of fairy in you, but anyway, pile 1, that's what I have for you. So let me know what you think down below, and I'm actually gonna pause this because my daughter's here. So pause this pile 2. We will come back. 1 second. Pile 1, thank you for watching. Please comment, like, share, and subscribe. I'm going to start doing giveaways in May and June, so definitely hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye. Okay, pile 2, we're back. Sorry about the interruption. Okay, so if you chose the clear quartz crystal, this is your pile. We're going to look into, are you psychic? If you are, specifically, what are your giftings? And we'll see what comes out. Alright, I'm going to set this aside so it doesn't get confusing. Okay. So, your first card out, you got the 2 of Swords. I'm using my Astero Tarot deck, and I believe this is Earth Magic Oracle with it. Yeah. Anyway, I always have my decks linked in my description box. So, I think you're definitely psychic with the presence of the moon here. I'll let some light in. With the presence of the moon here and the fact that this bird is blindfolded, I feel like you definitely have a sixth sense and you're able to feel things that you can't see. So you might be more clairsentient. It might be more of just like a feeling for you. This also just speaks to you can feel things beyond your senses. Yeah, I just feel you might be a healer of some kind with all the blue energy here. And I would look into a blue jay and just see the symbolism behind that. Okay, King of Wands. Yeah. You definitely have a lot of kind of like protection energy. I feel like almost kind of like earth angel. Like you're very like protective of yourself and of the people around you in your life. Yeah, your crown chakra is on fire, so you're very psychic. You might have discovered this more recently, or you are just about to, but from what I see here, like your head is literally on fire. So I think you're going to go through a process of awakening your gifts or deepening your gifts, or you just have very strong gifts that you might not even be aware of. I feel like you could have some, I don't remember if I said this in the last group, but I feel like you could have some indigenous roots, maybe in your past life or your family line. That plays into it for some. You also have here the Queen of Pentacles. So definitely this is heavy Virgo energy, and Virgo is definitely an alchemist. She's kind of like the motherly, what's the word? Archetype? Wow, I couldn't pull that out of my brain. Yeah, so she, you know, like makes like herbs and natural potions, like a naturalist, like a very, kind of like a nature witch maybe, like you have a natural ability, for healing, I think, and it has something to do with your psychic gifts. So let me see. It just might be like a more of a protection energy surrounded about children. So you might be like the oldest in your family, or you might have a lot of kids, or you might have a lot of nieces and nephews. Like I feel this like kind of like you look out for other people kind of under you. And so you might get a lot of psychic inklings about other people. So maybe that's how you noticed you first had gifts, is you maybe just had like an epiphany about somebody, or an awareness about somebody that, you know, came from out of nowhere, or you maybe just felt someone's emotions one day. Like you started to notice you could pick up things off of other people that they weren't maybe expressing outright. Okay, I feel like there's something else, but it'll come around. You also got the Six of Swords. So, can you still see? Yeah, I'm still in the frame. Sorry, I had to check. This is, yeah, like you might have had to work through some darker energy. You might have been getting some kind of psychic attacks. This is very typical for healers. They kind of have to go through an initiation process where you kind of have to just learn, get your sea legs, you know, like just learn how to swim in this new environment. And sometimes there's a lot of snakes. So I see some snakes on your heels. Like some people took notice of your gifts maybe and tried to undermine you or stop your progress in some way. They tried to hinder you. They tried to put all these blocks in your way, and you maneuvered around it. So you used your gifts to maneuver around it. But this wasn't quite an easy feat for you, I can see, because of how thick the fog is here. And she's in disguise, like she's cloaked in this really dark robe, and it looks like she's escaping in the middle of the night. So you might have had to escape a bad situation or people around you that were like bringing heavy energy on you. But yeah, I can definitely see that you had the power to get out of it. So yeah, I think you are going through some kind of, or have gone through some kind of psychic attack. Yeah, karma. So you might be working out past life karma. You might be just stepping into some gifts that you've carried over from a past life. I'm getting that heavy with the King of Wands too. Like, again, this is kind of like indigenous looking artwork. So I think your ancestors are helping you maybe recognize and develop your gifts. I think you need to lean on them to activate them, and I don't know, something about synergy. I don't know what that means. That means nothing to me, but that might mean something to somebody. You're learning some kind of synergy having to do with this. So childhood innocence. You might have had some kind of gifts when you were a kid, or you might have had some kind of just like, you might have realized you had something as a child, or you were different as a child. You really had this connection to the divine, I see, and you had this purity to you, and the universe wanted to use it. God, source, whatever you call it. So you might be some kind of light worker, healer. Yeah, like your gifts are very pure. Like you don't try to manipulate them in any way. You don't try to manipulate others in any way. You are very sacred about these things, and you take it very seriously, I see. You look at it from like a, you wouldn't go there unless you're meant to kind of thing. So this might be something you've kind of avoided developing, or been scared of developing. Iceberg, submerged, exactly. So this is something you've been kind of hiding. Maybe it didn't like fit into your background growing up. Maybe you didn't feel accepted. Maybe you didn't understand your gifts. Maybe it's taken you a while to put it all together. Maybe you've actively known what it is and avoided it. Maybe you didn't want to be a weirdo or whatever. So yeah, there's a lot under the surface that people don't know about you, or would be surprised to find out about you. I think you're a lot more powerful than you know or other people know, and yeah, there's a duality to you. So I think like you are learning how to balance your energies, and when you do, you are going to be very, very, very powerful. I can't say that. Invocation? Ceremony, look. You're going to be learning how to really like work your magic. Not all of you will be into actual ritual work or magic. Some of you will, some of you won't. Either way, you are like being initiated into another realm, into another like world, into the realm of like an alchemist. Like you have the power to manipulate the elements because you have the purity to be given that responsibility. So yeah, it's like you're leveling up, and the universe is giving you more power because you can handle it. And it looks like you're doing good with it. Like she's totally calm. I can tell she's doing like some kind of ritual here. She's relaxed. She's in her robe. Yeah, you might just be like a single, relaxed, spiritual kind of person. I think you're kind of content being in this vibe right now, like maybe even by yourself. But yeah, you are highly, highly gifted, spiritual. Some of this is psychic, I can see for sure. Let me see. It might be kind of clairaudient because you're not as much sight, and then clairsentient, more feeling. And then I think you might just be more of a channel with a ceremony. You might be learning to channel more. You might be tapping into these gifts. I feel like I'm starting to ramble group too, but I hope you got something out of this. I hope you can see that you're definitely gifted. I think you are starting to develop this, or you're just about to, and Spirit or your guides are really walking you through that process. So if you're struggling, if you're going through any kind of psychic attacks, keep going. Don't get discouraged. Do all the kind of protection stuff you know how to do, and just keep going, okay? So thank you, Pal 2. I hope you got something out of that. Please comment down below and let me know. Like, share, and subscribe. I'm going to be doing some giveaways in May and June, probably towards the end of May. Yeah, so subscribe if you want to be included in that, and I'll see you soon. Bye. Okay, Pile 3. This is pyrite, also called Fool's Gold. This is for like kind of manifesting your will. And yeah, it's a really good, it's also kind of a protection crystal. Honestly, I like it because it's sparkly. Okay, so Pile 3. Why are you psychic? How are you psychic? What kind of specific giftings do you have? I'm using my original deck, the Austero Tarot. Love this deck. And then I have some Earth Magic Oracle too. We'll see what comes out. Okay, so you got the Ace of Cups. Are you psychic? Yes. I feel like all the piles are. I feel like if you've drawn to this video, you probably already kind of know you are, and you're just curious to see what I'm going to say about you specifically. Yes. You... You might work in groups, or you might actively kind of drink to avoid drink or do drug. You might numb these abilities in some way. They might freak you out. You might be a newer psychic, or you are not quite sure that your community is going to accept this about you. So that's what I see so far. But you're very loving. I think you are clairsentient. It looks like you have the power to influence people's emotions. Yeah, okay, like Pal 2, you might be experiencing some psychic attacks as well. You have a power to influence emotion, and so you really need to get this under control because people can use it against you, but in the same way, you can set your mode on defense, and anything people try to put at you is going to come back on them. And yeah, like this panther looks threatened, but it's totally fine. It's kind of like you're gonna be able to instill fear in your enemies. Yeah, like be untouchable in a way. So once you learn to hone your gifts, you're going to be untouchable. A lot of your hesitancy in whatever way is all mental. So something is definitely going on mental right now. I think you're just battling through learning how to protect yourself. You're definitely in the midst of some kind of battle right now. Nine of Swords and Nine of Wands. Oh wow. Okay. So you've been going through some hard stuff. You might be taking this isolation really rough, or you might have experienced a lot of loss through it or difficulties. It might be a lot of mental strain on you, or the isolation might be a strain on you. I think your guides want to use this time to sharpen you and help you learn to hone your gifts. I think it's just been a little bit of a struggle because it's like diving into the deep end when maybe you're a newer psychic. So it's been a little tumultuous. I see group 3. You might have been having a lot of dreams. So if this isn't something you do in the daytime yet, I'm seeing this is a lot in your dream state is how you're discovering this. Yes. So you definitely have some like feline energy in you. Might be a feline spiritual animal. So look into that. I think there's just like some symbolism in that. I'm not sure exactly which species, but sometimes they're just like, you know, cats, like the family of cats might be kind of your type, your like, I'm gonna say it again, archetype. So you might be kind of like a fierce hunter, independent. I don't know if you are a female, but you have a lot of feminine energies. So you are a lover and you are very soft on the inside. You have the ability to be very abundant. Your guides are watching over you and you are definitely protected. So if you're worried in any way or stressing, know that you're fine, know that you're protected, especially financially. Money is going to come through. Keep working at something that is interesting you. It's going to pay off. Keep putting in effort, trying to set yourself up with any kind of assistance or ask for help if you really need it. But you're going to be totally fine is what I see. Yeah, you're going to be totally fine. Okay. Vulnerability. So this spring and summer, I feel like you are leveling up kind of emotionally, and this is going to feel really scary, but it's actually a strength in you. And so I think, yeah, you definitely are an empathic psychic in some way where your emotions play into it. Your emotions need to be balanced for you to have and harness your power, and you are going to figure that out more this spring and summer. Vulnerability and radiance. Yeah, as you like lean into who you really are and discovering that and being okay with that and being loud and proud about that and accepting yourself, your good, your bad, your light, your dark, your shadow, all of it, learning yourself inside and out and coming to terms with it. I think that is really going to help grow your inner strength and your inner resilience. I love when I say things and then they come true. I swear I don't look at these cards before like, my readings are entirely intuitive. I don't even usually pause or edit them. So you get what you get. Anyway, mountain. Yes, you're like sharpening your skills and you're learning to defend yourself is what I see. This is kind of an emotional ride for you. You might be a softer empath, and so you're having to learn to lean on your shadow to defend yourself. It's something a lot of light workers go through. Some of them, get beat up by life because they're a little too nice, a little too accommodating, a little too forgiving, a little too this and that and whatever. And they have to learn that sometimes self-love is self-respect and setting boundaries and allowing your shadow side to come out a little bit and bark at people when necessary. So yeah, you're kind of displaying that strong side of yourself to the world and learning how to do that. Yeah, you're like coming out of the fog. You're like, I think clearing this energy and stepping into it is really going to level you up in your gifts. It's like they were always there. It's like you're going to kind of like dig them up, almost like a diamond kind of thing, a diamond in the rough. So you're going through this pressing process, and I'm sorry, that's like such an overused analogy, but you know what I mean? Like you're going through the pressing process and you're about to come out like so shiny on the other side. And so, like really high, like this, like I think your aura might be yellow, like you're very pure and like above it and like angelic. And so I think, yeah, like you're going to learn how to balance your energy, protect yourself so that you're able to display your vulnerability in a way that is beautiful, but also you're protected. So let me see if I can see. You definitely have clairvoyance. So I can see with these cards, you definitely have a clairvoyance. So you have a psychic sight. You might get a lot of like mental pictures in your mind's eye or dreams of the future, and then it comes to pass, that kind of thing. So I'm seeing clairsentient and clairvoyance. So psychic seeing. Yep. Okay, that's all I have for you, group 3. This video is going to get way too long. So yes, you have some latent energy that I think you just need to press into and unearth, because it's right there, and you're going to have a lot of strength and just luck, and like you're gonna be able to use this. I feel like there's been a block in your life where you just keep hitting your head against a wall, and once you discover these fully and learn to harness your power, you're finally going to get over that hump and really just be able to live in flow and use your power to your advantage, and really have it a lot easier. So that sounds awesome. So group 3, really go for that, dig into that. Okay, if you got anything out of this, please comment down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I will read all of them and comment back. And yeah, like, share, and subscribe. I'm going to do some giveaways later in May and into June. And so subscribe if you want to be part of that. And I'll see you soon for some more videos. Bye.